Hi Cancer, thanks for tuning in. Welcome to this reading. My name is Linda. This is going to be a relationships reading. This is for the month of July, but it can be relevant whenever you watch this reading. It's timeless. So we're going to be looking at your connection with another person. It doesn't have to be a love interest or a romantic partner. This can be any kind of relationship, any person that you're dealing with right now that you need more insight on. It could be a family member, a friend, co-worker, someone you just met. And for some people, this could be describing a person that's just coming into your energy. So if you're watching this reading and you don't totally relate to the messages, it could be that the person that we're talking about, you haven't actually met them yet and they could be coming in. So one more shuffle, we'll get started. This first card describes how you see yourself. This is how you see them. This is how they see themselves, how they see you. This is the energy that's supporting, the energy between you. This is the energy that's challenging between you. This is the overall energy, and this is the potential outcome. All right. The bottom of the deck, we have the 10 of crystals. The crystals in this deck is the swords energy from other decks. It's the element of air, which describes ideas, thoughts, communications, and concepts. So I'll put that here. So I feel like you're going through a pretty major change here because you have the 10 of swords and the death card here on this side of the reading. I feel like for a lot of people watching this, you're coming to a pretty major closure with a large cycle of your life. For some of you, this has actually to do with moving location, because you have the Chariot in reverse here and the World is in reverse here as well. So I feel like for some people this is a pretty new beginning and it's a fairly major transition, and for some people it will mean relocating to a new place. It could be locally, but I feel like for some people this is a pretty major move, and it could mean moving across country or across state or to another country entirely. Pretty big energy here, I feel. Now, also for some of you watching this reading, some of the movement that's showing up here in the reading is catalyzed perhaps by a relationship ending. So I feel like the person that you're dealing with on this side of the reading, this is your side, this is them. Sometimes the roles can be intermingled or reflected, but I feel like the person that you're dealing with here in this reading, you have two of worlds reversed, 2 of crystals reversed, and you have 2 tens in the reading as well. I feel like this person, you're not vibing with this person, and I think they're not vibing with you either. There's definitely a bit of a dissonant energy here in the reading between these 2 people. I feel like you maybe haven't been seeing eye to eye, and there could have been a change of heart as well. This card in the middle of the reading is very telling. You have the 10 of cups here, and it's in the reverse position, and you can see in this deck, this card is called passion. So the 10 of cups in reverse in the middle of this reading, which is the energy that is describing what's between you, is telling me that the passion has gone out of the relationship. Maybe the love has also gone out of the relationship as well. And these 2 twos in the reading, both in reverse, 2 of swords and 2 of pentacles, are also saying like people might have given up on the energy between them. There's definitely a feeling here of like giving up and letting go. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think people moving on here is probably timely. I'm hearing that the energy of people moving on from each other in this particular dynamic is timely. I think I'm hearing worn out. So maybe there was a little bit of a struggle energy between the 2 of you for a while, and there was this feeling of like maybe trying to work it out, but just kind of getting worn out by the process and just coming to the conclusion that maybe this is not the person or this is not the time. Could be a time thing as well with the universe here in this position. Could just be that the time wasn't right for you guys, and that it's just now it doesn't make sense to keep trying to pursue the connection or to keep trying to make it work or make it last, because it's maybe the work that you're putting in is not really showing any kind of reward, I feel. Now, let's go into each of the cards and talk a little bit deeper about the placements. So in the position of how you see yourself, you have the Death card. So that's telling me that there's a pretty, like I said, fairly major turning point here, pretty major transition, a pretty major ending or a cycle change, let's say. But you're not necessarily in the new energy yet. This is more about like the completion of something, or the succession of something, the closing out of something, the ending of something. You're not at the new beginning yet. This is more about the cycle closing out, or a closure happening, or people deciding that this is closing out, this is an end. Now, in the position of how you see them, you have the Child of Pentacles, Child of Worlds in this deck in reverse. Child of Worlds. In this deck, it's called Player. So, obviously the pages, this is a Child of Worlds, this is a page from other decks. The pages refer to children. So how I'm seeing it in the context of this reading is that you probably think that the person you've been dealing with is kind of immature. That's for some people. For others, you might actually think that this person is actually a player. If you're dealing with someone who maybe hasn't been ready to commit, or isn't fully down for like something serious, and what's the word? I feel like that from your side, you may be wanting to kind of express a little bit more of seriousness or commitment or devotion to somebody, but the person that you might have been dealing with is not really on the same page, and they are coming across here as a little bit immature, or not ready to devote, not ready to commit, not ready to not see other people. That's how I'm seeing the player. The player is showing up two ways here. One is that it's emotionally and maybe emotionally and maybe spiritually immature, but I feel like also sexually it's explaining that the person you're dealing with is not necessarily down for a committed monogamous relationship, and that's probably a deal breaker for you as far as the cards here are expressing. Now, on this side of the reading, you have the person, how they see themselves and how they see you. I'm seeing these two twos, both of these cards here, the two of crystals and two of swords, kind of more reflecting the energy of this person showing up. And again, it says to me that they're a little on the fence. They may be wishy-washy. They're not committed. They're not making a grounded, solid choice to devote or to commit to the relationship, to the connection, or to you. They're sort of like flitting about in and out. There's an energy from this side of the reading of someone who is 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like they're not all the way there as far as being completely grounded and stable and being like a full yes. There's a bit of like humming and hawing. Yes, maybe. It's more of a maybe energy. It's more, or maybe it's also a bit of like they might say yes to you with their words, but their actions might communicate something different completely. That's what I'm feeling from this person here. And on this side of the reading, in this card's position, this is talking about how they see you, and they see you as the universe in the reverse. The universe from other decks would be the World card. It's number 21. It's the last card from the Major Arcana. So again, there's something here about maybe you also not being like there's also, this card is also about closing a cycle, ending something. So there's all this ending energy in this reading. Like these two tens, the Death card and the World reversed are all kind of saying this is a closure, a cycle's ending. It can't be completed necessarily in the way that you want it to with the universe in reverse. And that's how I think this person is seeing you. I think they're seeing you as being unhappy that this cycle is closing, that you wouldn't necessarily want to close it out, that you would want to continue. But that their unavailability or their immaturity or their lack of commitment and readiness to be provide you with the same level of participation and support that you are bringing to the table is not there, which is making this inevitably not possible, not stable, not possible. Now this card here, the Chariot reversed, is in the position of the reading that is explaining the overall energy of the relationship or the connection. Chariot reverse is definitely saying like there's no momentum. There's like it's not going anywhere, basically. Chariot in the upright position is pretty clearly something has a path, something has a direction, something has a goal, something has willpower and focus, and it's moving towards all of that. In the reverse, there's no determination, there's no will, there's no focus, there's no direction. It's not going anywhere, right? And this card crowning the reading above this Ten of Cups in reverse, it's pretty clear this is not going to go anywhere. It's already been decided, actually. It's already been decided. And then with this final card out here in the reading describing the potential outcome, you have the Man of Crystals, which would be the King of Swords from other decks. So I'm going to read this in a couple of different ways. One is that the overall outcome of this connection is that it's pretty clear, like people, maybe this isn't necessarily describing your person, but I feel like this energy is describing how you are processing all this information. And it says to me that you can be logical and rational about it, and that you understand that this person's energy is not really ready and available for what you're ready and available for. So logically, again, remember I said at the beginning, the crystals element is air, and it's about thoughts, ideas, communication, concepts. So that's telling me that on one hand, like with the Ten of Crystals over here, which is called delusion on this side of the reading, this card was at the bottom of the deck, remember? This is saying like this might feel like a betrayal, this might feel hurt, it might hurt you, it might make you feel a little like you've losing a bit of faith somehow. Like there's a feeling of defeatedness in that energy, like you've like there's a bit of delusion or a sense of what's the right word? Disappointment, delusion, and possibly even betrayal. Like I said, if this person is the energy that I'm picking up on here, it could have been that they actually did betray you in some way, and that's what I'm talking about when I say like their words maybe were communicating yes to you, but their actions have communicated something entirely different. And so coming back to this card here as the potential outcome, this is telling me that while you might be feeling some pain and disappointment and dissatisfaction and maybe even betrayal, you're able to be rational and logical about it and understand that this person's not right for you. Even if you really thought you wanted something from them, you're seeing their behavior and you're seeing their attitude and you're reading their energy. Even if after all that, they're still saying yes, they want to be with you, you know that's not true because their actions are not matching up with what they're communicating. So it's up to you here to be logical and rational and use your reasoning mind, your intellectual mind to process this information and be clear about how this is playing out mentally and not let your emotions play into it. Okay, Cancer, this is saying pretty clearly, don't let your emotions play into this. Be logical and practical about how you go about dealing with this situation, and be clear that this person can't provide you with the support, with the commitment, with the devotion and dedication that you need and want. So it can't go to the places that you know it potentially could have if this person was behaving differently. But you're not able to change this person's behavior, so don't think that you can. All you can do is manage your own feelings and thoughts and be calm and practical. The Man of Swords is very calm and practical. He's very logical and also blends that with intuition as well. So make sure you tap into all of those qualities within yourself and bring this energy to the natural conclusion that it's going to, and don't try to fight against what's happening here to force something to happen that is never going to happen. It will only end in more pain and more suffering for you. So I'm sorry if this reading was a little bit cut and dry and perhaps wasn't what you wanted to hear. My job is to read the energy that the cards are presenting and deliver that to you. It's not my job to sugarcoat things or to give you any sense of false hope. So with that, I hope this message finds you well. I hope there were some things in there you can really work with to progress forward. It's been an honor and a pleasure to read for you. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye for now.